What does she do while you're doing this, real quick? I'm just
She
curious.
watches One Tree Hill reruns.
All right, I'll see it.
And then I go out and catch the end, and I just can't wait until the shitty 90s music comes on, because that means the episode's about over.
I had to look it up. It's fucking next April is when New Mexico is selling marijuana legally. They're doing medical for this year for some reason. And I don't know if they're waiting for dispensaries, because there's literally a dispensary in Santa Teresa, which is like 10 minutes from here, that way down the street. And there's a dispensary over in there, but they only do medical. They're like all over there. Like, no, recreational is going to be next year. Right now, I think though that they have a fucking doctor on staff at that dispensary there to give medical marijuana cards for whoever needs them.
That's I guess we could just fucking start it there. It doesn't matter. But they're like dipping their feet in the water, right? Like dipping their toes in the water.
Dude, Bread and Circuses, what's up, everybody?
Let's up, motherfuckers? Right there, how's it going? Dude, no, there's a lot. So a lot of companies are figuring that doctor on staff thing out. There is like a survivalist, like bug out bag type thing. It's like a company. They've hired medical doctors who will do e-consultations with you and prescribe you like amoxicillin and various like antibiotics that you don't need when you don't have any current infections, but shit you can hoard and store for if you're ever like out in the wilderness, or if like the shit were to hit the fan and you needed it. It's like $300.
That could be good, but improper use of antibiotics is really dangerous. There's like a reason why you have to get doctor prescriptions for them, is because we don't want to end up like India, where they like take half of their antibiotics and throw the other half away, and then they create like super bugs. Like there's like something a lot of like virologists are really worried about that happening.
I think it's got like instructions for use on it and stuff like that, but you're right, it wouldn't be able to do it every time.
Yeah, like honestly, it's a good idea, but not everybody is like smart enough to take all of their fucking biotics when they need them. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think every disease is like different. I mean, I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know, but I would think every disease would be different with the amount of antibiotics you would have to take. Like,
I'm not 100% sure on that. You know, and I'm not a doctor, but hopefully, you know, if the shit does hit the fan, you have some people with some medical knowledge around you that could at least help. So
it would probably be good, in like an emergency situation to have some antibiotics. But that would fucking, that'd be pretty crazy to use them, and like, just, you know, like the fucking Joe Schmo was like, oh, I got a fucking cough, I need to take these antibiotics, give myself the shits for a week, you know what I mean? Like,
I wonder what the survival rate is for like infections without antibiotics. Like, how often do they take over and kill you, and how often does your body fight it off? Because, like, you know, there were infections back before antibiotics. Not everyone that got an infection died. You know what I mean?
Dude, you know what I could think of would be like the most common way, because I've had it before, you've had it before too. Fucking pneumonia, man. Like, but bacterial pneumonia I know is the most common. But I know you got viral bacteria, but I've had bacterial pneumonia before.
Yeah.
And dude, that shit sucks. Like,
it's terrible.
It's
terrible. It's bad because it destroys your immune system and it weakens you for other things. And then when you get like what happened to me, I got the flu 2 weeks later, and it was like the worst flu of my life.
Yeah. And pneumonia is no joke, man. Like, I took amoxicillin for that, and I know I would take it for like bronchitis a lot too. Like, I just got jacked up lungs, I guess, man. I got fucking COVID real bad.
That's probably why COVID fucked you up, man.
Maybe. I don't know what it's from. Like, I grew up around smokers my entire life, so maybe it has something to do with that, but I don't know.
No, it's the bald thing. Remember that link I showed you?
The bald thing.
Bald men are more likely to have severe COVID. That's got to be one of those things that is just like a random statistic.
That's got to be one of those things where it's like, there's a lot of fucking bald dudes out there, man. Like,
or they did they pull people in a cancer ward and they're like, oh, you're bald. COVID fucked you up way worse.
Those guys are like completely chrome dome. I just have like a male pattern baldness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
the Rogan, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's a lot of fucking guys out there that have that. So I'm pretty sure statistically there'd be more likely to be people with more. I'm pretty sure there's more people with it than without it in the
With
United
baldness?
States. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why that is, because it didn't used to be that way. Is it
I
like,
don't know.
do we blame hats? Is it? It's got to be the shampoo, man. Shampoo's got so much shit in it.
You think
Like,
so, man? I
I
don't
hate
know.
to. I hate
Do you
to.
think it's more common now than it used to be? Like, is that like something that's actually been like proven by like
I talk out my
statisticians?
ass when I say things like that. But no, I mean, dude, our shampoo. I don't know. Look at baldness rates over the last couple centuries. Like,
Yeah, I'm a bit curious about
that is a thing, and I hate to sound like I work for Dr. Squatch, but like men today, we basically wash our hair with fucking windshield wiper fluid. Like,
I'm
amount of
seeing
chemicals.
I'm seeing that no, there's not more.
Oh, well, I mean, doctors have like found ways to combat it too, so maybe it's that. I don't know, but like men wash our hair with like, which is terrible. Like the men's soap, like the body wash and shit. It's not even legally considered soap by the FDA. It's liquid detergent.
Let me read this. This is pretty. Let me read this before I get on this next part about the shampoo, because this is actually interesting. There's an article here that just says studies show that there are actually more millennials, both men and women, losing their hair than other folks the same age born earlier. That sounds like it doesn't make sense. So let me put it in another way. More men and women aged 35 to 45 are experiencing hair loss now than people that were in the same age group 20 years ago. Experts contribute this to an increase in stress placed on that particular age group. Not only are there people in the age range under more stress now, but they've encountered more stress at a younger age. The difference is only slight, however. They also say that more men in the same age range facing imminent baldness are opting for surgical replacement than ever before. So, yeah, it's only slightly, but they say it's because we're more stressed out. I believe that shit too.
Would you do that? Would you do the surgical transplant?
Maybe, man. I mean, that'd be cool. Like, I miss having hair, dude. My hairline got fucked from my first deployment.
It was the helmet, wasn't it?
It was the helmet and being fucking stressed out all the time, dude. Like, I would literally take off my helmet and see all my hair like lining my helmet inside, just like crying to myself, like, no, I know what's happening, dude. This sucks.
That's literally that's what like showers look like after women use them.
Tell me about it, man.
how do women have it? Have you ever seen a shower like after they take one? How do they have any hair left?
Split ends.
With the
that's
amount
what that's from.
Is that what it is?
It's from hair breaking. Yeah, it's
okay,
not from coming out of the root.
The amount of hair that's in those showers, I'm like, how are you guys not all bald? Like,
dude, your girl's part Latina, man. I'm telling you, like Latinas, dude. That's how you know you live with a Latina. Is like you just find fucking hair, like these in. When I would vacuum, dude, I literally would find her hair all over in there, and that's just like indestructible, dude. I'd like get scissors and cut it out.
Yeah,
it wouldn't come out.
Well, it's like, it's like I told her the other day. I'm like, when I die, like in my 50s from chemical burns on my lungs, they're gonna point back to just the constant exposure I had to Drano in the bathroom.
Like, yeah, for real, dude.
That's what's gonna that's what's gonna kill me. It is like,
dude, Drano doesn't even work very well either. Like when I was at my old shower at my old place I used to live at in Omaha, it was more effective to take the plunger and plunge the shower.
The other way around.
Yeah, than it was to use Drano.
That's so there was a guy that actually died from Drano, like a whole family.
What happened?
The guy had like some massive clog in the sink, and it was like a grease clog or something. Like not something you need to hire a plumber kind of thing. Not something you're gonna. Something
you would need
Drano.
Industrial. Yeah, you need industrial strength.
Yeah. So this fucking idiot got like one of those jumbo size things of Drano, and just dumped it in it in the middle of the day, and that didn't fill it. And he like tried to run the sink to rinse it out, and it didn't work. So he went and got another one and dumped that whole thing in it.
God damn, dude. What ended up happening?
He didn't open the windows in his house. The fumes sat there for 7 hours and killed him. His family had to like paramedics were passing out, like performing CPR at the scene. His family went to the ER. It almost killed his wife and kids.
What chemical is in Drano? Is it chlorine or something, or what?
Let me look. I just shit that can kill you. I don't even know.
I know.
It's meant to burn through solid things in your drain. Like,
well, I know one time accidentally. This was when Anna like didn't know this at the time, and now she does because of this. But she mixed bleach and toilet cleaner together.
Oh, so she almost made mustard gas.
She did make chlorine gas, yeah. Like it smelled like fucking chlorine coming out of the hole of that. And we just turned on the fan, like opened up the windows and stuff, but like it wasn't like enough to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Almost. She probably would have made enough to kill you, but I was like, I smelled what she was doing in there, and I walked in like, girl, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I just put a little bleach in here to make the toilet cleaner. I'm like, girl, no. You do not mix bleach. That's how you make fucking chlorine, girl. Like,
that's like
I was worried. We had
what's that?
We had like a little kitten at the time, like a fucking 3-month-old kitten. I was worried about killing the cat, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's your carbon monoxide alarm. If the cat's still alive, you don't got to worry about it, right?
Yeah, for real, dude.
Well, that's the thing is, it's like, you remember the episode of King of the Hill where Peggy was doing like the household tricks thing, and she gave like one of her household tricks. It was for the newspaper. And, it's in the 90s because newspapers were relevant. She told people to make mustard gas. Yeah. They had to go around and pick up all the newspapers around town before people like wiped the city out. It was funny.
Dude, that chlorine shit's no joke, man. Like, no. It smelled like chlorine. Like you were if you walked into the bathroom when she did it, you were like coughing. Like,
oh, Jesus.
It burned. Yeah, it burned like your eyes and nostrils and stuff.
Jesus. Like, I might have caught poison control.
No, it wasn't like that bad, but like it was enough to notice it and be like, oh, God damn, dude.
So here, Drano is a household drainage cleaner made from either sodium hydrochlorate or hydrochlorate bleach, sodium hydroxide lye, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, and aluminum. So nothing good for humans to be ingesting.
I'm pretty sure that sodium hydroxide stuff is the stuff that if you mix with bleach makes... Yeah, right.
Lie. That's what people use to cover up like murders and shit.
Yeah, because that's like acid. Lye.
It'll eat the organic I think lye compound. Is like.
Yeah, it'll break it down.
Yeah, it eats away. That's Let me see. Yeah. Well, why the fuck
toilet
is this?
Cleaner contains hydrochloric acid and chlorine bleach. So yeah, I think it's when you mix hydrochloric acid with bleach. Right, and I think that makes like the
yeah, you're about to get put on a watch list googling that shit, man.
No, dude, you Google it for fucking self-safety, man. Like there's people out there that legit don't know like that kind of shit. Like,
and I wish they
even
would
if you
come
mix
with
like
labels.
Yeah, even if you mix like toilet cleaner and like one of those like Clorox wipes, like that's enough to fucking start making your bathroom like make you a little lightheaded, dude.
Yeah, and that's people are just expected to know that shit, and the chemicals. I mean, they're seemingly you buy it at Walmart, right? They're right next to each other, and you get some idiot college kid that's never lived on his own before or anything like that, and all of a sudden he wipes the whole dorm out, right? Like
legit, dude. I saw like this was a TikTok story, so it might have been fucking fake as shit, but this girl was talking about how she cleaned her entire, like she did a whole clean down of her bathroom and used whatever kind of cleaner in her shower.
Yeah,
and she said she pissed in her fucking shower. And she got super lightheaded from that and almost fell over. And it was because of the urine
mixing.
Mixing with the cleaner to make fucking chlorine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Like, gosh, must have been some really concentrated cleaner, dude. Jesus Christ.
Is it true that you can get drunk from drinking diabetic urine?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
That's what I saw that the other day. I'm like, what?
You can drink urine a couple times before it stops having any kind of value to it. So.
Yeah, that's what it's like 2 or 3 times before it starts poisoning you, right?
Yeah.
Can diabetes make sense? No, that's not it. Well, do you remember diabetes can make you smell like vodka or like liquor?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, do you remember that truck driver we reported when we used to work together? Because he'd come in like red face, smelling like booze every day. And then we
Yeah.
reported him, and they're like, "No, he's diabetic."
I didn't know that shit.
I didn't either. No, I assumed he was drunk.
I found out if you sweat, if you are sweating a lot, but you don't have enough carbohydrates in your system, it can make you actually smell like bleach.
Huh. I haven't done that yet. I'm doing a low carb diet, so.
Yeah, it has something to do with like your body, like not having enough carbohydrates to burn. So it switches over to burning amino acids. And when it burns amino acids directly, it makes your stuff smell like bleach. It makes you smell like bleach.
Huh. That's fucking bizarre. I don't know. Yeah. You did keto for a while, didn't you?
I did keto, but this happened to me when I was over in Kuwait, and I was like trying to lose weight a lot, and I was working out like fucking 2-3 hours a day, dude. Because I had like nothing else to do.
Sure.
And I looked that up, and like they just said, just like eat a banana or some shit before you work out, or like try to eat like some more carbohydrates, like clean carbs.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't happen to you as much, but like it can fucking happen to me, dude. I don't know.
That's no, I am on 30 carbs a day is all I can have right now.
30 carbs? Damn, dude, that's not very much.
the first week I did 10, second week I did 20. I'm on the third week, I'm doing 30. It's a 5-week thing. I'm gonna see how much I can drop. And it's I'm down 14 pounds. So it's
when I lost all that weight on keto, I limited myself to 50 a day, and I didn't try to do that like that net carb thing where it's like fiber versus carb. Is that what you're doing?
I have been doing net carbs. So yeah. But
yeah. That's a little bit more to take care of for sure.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, most of the stuff now, like there's like a whole keto section at Hy-Vee and stuff. And it's
isn't that cool?
Label everything. So it's like, it's definitely not a permanent life change. I'm just trying to drop some weight. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I like, so I ate something. I had a shake yesterday. I was like, I'm going to give myself a cheat meal because I've been good for the last 3 weeks. So I had a fucking like a root beer float type thing from A&W. Dude, I was about to vomit. Like I was so sick from drinking that. Yeah.
That would never happen to me when I was on keto, because I would try to do cheat days every 2 weeks, and I would just go get Chinese food. That was always my cheat.
So I did a cheat. So we'll do cheat days on Saturdays, right? Well, I have a cheat meal, not a cheat day. I'll have a cheat meal on a Saturday, because me and her like to go out to dinner. So I don't want to fuck her over. You know what I mean? And
is she doing it with you, or is she just
no?
Like...
She's not.
That's
she's
the worst,
not,
man.
She's not doing it. Yeah, and that's the problem. Is grocery shopping so expensive because we're buying food we're buying 2 different types of food now. But like I don't want to make her like eat my bullshit diet. That's my thing, not hers. So like we'll go. So Saturdays are our cheat day. We'll go out to dinner. Yeah, I did Chinese food and I felt fine, but apparently that sugary shit just made me want to fucking vomit. But
yeah, that's a lot of carbohydrates for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like honestly, man, the saving grace is coffee creamer doesn't have that many carbs in it. That has been
it really doesn't. It's got like 5.
It's like 5 per tablespoon. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically a serving of it is 5. Like you just pour like 5. And yeah. That's certainly good. And then that's good. What is it? Fucking dark chocolate. Dude, when I was wanting something cheap, because I did keto for like fucking 6 months straight, and I lost a ton of weight. You remember how skinny I was when I was like in the prime of doing keto, man.
I remember you eating a whole fucking chicken every day, like a rotisserie chicken from the deli.
No, I wouldn't eat a rotisserie chicken. But... yeah, I would get like a drumstick and like a thigh or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd eat like some broccoli, some like microwave, like frozen broccoli or some shit with like hot sauce on it. And but yeah, like because the thigh was good because it's dark meat, so it had a lot of fat in it. But when I was like craving something sweet, dude, I kept a fucking bag of dark chocolate chips in my fridge, and I would just crack those open and have like a handful of those if I was craving something like that.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm so thankful for an air fryer during this too, because I made these chicken strips, right? And I got like chicken breasts and I cut them up, and then I stuck them in a bag full of pork rinds and tagine sauce or spice. You know that little tahine, the little red shit that like every woman in Omaha carries around in their purse now. my girlfriend included.
Yeah, it's chili powder and like lemons juice like together.
Yep. Dre Liberator, who's been on our show before, she actually got me into that shit, and we've got it all over the house now. It's on everything. Popcorn, you fucking name it.
And popcorn, watermelon is super good on fruit, dude. That's like what Mexicans fucking live by. You throw that shit on some watermelon, dude, and oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like sweet but hot, but it's not too hot. Yeah, I dig it. But like I mixed that in with the pork rinds, and dude, that was and garlic powder, and that was the fucking bomb. And it was 0 carbs from it. And it's like I hate to be all. I don't tell people I'm doing keto. I just say I'm doing a low carb diet because people are like, oh, and they roll their eyes and they're like annoyed. I'm like, oh, you've gone 3 minutes without mentioning it. Are you sure? Are you sure you're actually doing it?
I think the problem with the keto stuff is like people try doing keto for like 2 weeks, and you know what I mean. It's really tough, so they don't keep on it. It fucking works if you keep on it for a really long. Like consistency is the key with it.
Yeah, dude, I haven't changed any of my exercise habits. I'm probably more sedentary than I was, considering off the podcast stuff. But like, I've still lost weight. I've lost over 10 pounds from literally, dude. I got meat sticks in the fridge. I got bacon, and I just snack on that, and cheese curds and all kinds of shit like that. And I'm losing
cheese curds, beef jerky. Yeah, man, that shit fucking works, dude. Although do you still eat popcorn? I know you're not supposed to eat popcorn.
I don't eat popcorn.
Popcorn's like, I found that out the hard. I was like, I was like eating some popcorn and like, oh, this shit has a lot of carbs in it, dude. Fuck no.
Yeah. Rice is bad too. Like when we got the Chinese food, I didn't have very much rice because that's terrible. That'll like what I found is I could have my cheat meal and not totally throw myself off. Like I don't gain a bunch of the weight back because I've gotten disciplined enough where I don't need it. But
yeah, you gotta cook stuff. Like you get really good at pan frying stuff.
I got a George Foreman.
Oh man, you don't. Doesn't the George Foreman cook the fat out?
Yep. Or no, it doesn't. No.
Okay, I was gonna say because you don't want to cook the fat out. You want to eat the fat. That's like the whole thing with keto. Is it's not just low carb; it's also high fat. Because you can do like a low carb diet.
Yeah.
And just eat normal, but yeah, you wanna eat that juicy shit, dude. That's like the best part about it is throwing a fucking big fat steak on the stovetop and pan frying it and some coke. You always got to do some coconut oil too. That's like the key.
Yeah, I use olive oil. I'm Italian. I can't let that shit go.
Olive oil is pretty clean, but what is it? Coconut oil has
as long as you're not using vegetable oil.
Yeah, I think it's just not canola oil, but vegetable oil is still okay, but it's not as good as like either peanut oil. Peanut oil is really bad for you, and canola oil is the worst. But coconut oil has like the highest amount of saturated fats for oils, so you can use that or avocado oil.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about that.
Or there's this really expensive fish oil that you can literally cook your shit in fish oil, but that shit's like like a small bottle, like a barbecue size sauce bottle. That's like
it's expensive. Yeah, I give my dog fish oil, omega-3, for her hips because it like lubricates it. So I'll give that to her, and I'll tell you, dude, it makes a difference. Like I took her off it for a while, and because it was making her smell like fish, like she was like emitting this odor through her pores. Yeah, it was making her smell like fish, but and she'd burp, and it was just gross. So I took her off of it, and she's got like mild arthritis. She's a different dog, man. She's got way more energy on the fish oil and stuff.
For the people that have been listening for a while, Caleb's dog, or haven't been listening for a while, Caleb's dog is like really old. Like for a dog.
She'll be 12 this year.
Yeah, dude. And she doesn't even look or act it.
No, she acts like a puppy. I've got her. I think the key really, man, it's like I've got her on like 3 or 4 different supplements. She's on, she's got to take her thyroid medicine, and I think that plays a part in it because it gives them more energy. Yeah. She's got that, but she's on glucosamine. She's on omega-3 fish oil, and she's on CBD. I don't know which one of the 3 works. I don't know if it's a combination of the 3, but the 3 of them together, I mean, the dog acts like she's not a puppy, but like 3 or 4 years old. So it's like,
which is good. That's like the best age in dogs. So
yeah, because they're not pissing and chewing on everything, but they're
they've kind of chilled out. They've still got energy, but they kind of figured out how the world works a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
she's such a sweet dog as long as you're not a dog. Like with other humans and
yeah,
shit.
for real,
It's
dude.
I'll have people come over and they'll be like, your dog is my favorite of all my friends' dogs because she like respects boundaries. Like she'll come over, she'll sniff me, and she'll be excited to see me. But as soon as I sit down, like she leaves me alone. Like that's what people like. She is a really good dog.
I used to love coming in and doing the podcast with Caleb in person before I moved down here to Texas because Megan would always come into the studio and she would lay on my feet underneath the table.
That's literally what she's doing right now. Yeah, she'll just lay on
dude.
your feet underneath the table. Like it's but no, it's funny as hell, man. She's not used to me working from home, so she's like
she's probably loving it, huh?
I think part of her does, and I think part of her likes her alone time because she's old.
Yeah, but, for real.
So we got her this bed, and it's like a therapeutic bed, like for old dogs, like with arthritis, and just dogs that are getting old, right? And it's like an orthopedic bed. That's what it's called. And it's this big old memory foam thing. And it was
doesn't Mia's little Chihuahua lay in it more than Megan does?
Well, Megan was laying in it. But now the Chihuahua has just taken it over and claimed it. So like I'll go out there during the day, like to get some lunch or something, and I'll walk out in the living room. And seriously, Megan will be laying in front of the bed and the Chihuahua will be on it. And they're like, it's just claimed it. And Megan's not afraid of the Chihuahua. Megan's afraid of the consequences of reacting against the Chihuahua, if that makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
hasn't she done the thing that labs typically do when that Chihuahua was eating from her food dish? Like she was like
it tried to grab her bone, and she tried to grab her bone.
Don't do that to Mia.
And to Megan, not my mom's
Megan,
dog is named Mia. My mom's dog is named Mia, and my girlfriend's name is Mia.
Caleb has a lot of Mias. No, Megan. I used to do that before when
they're both black labs.
Yeah, when they both lived together, I would like mix them up. Yeah,
they're both black labs. But yeah, I mean, so she like, I remember the Chihuahua like sniffed the bone, and it was crazy because my girlfriend was literally just talking. I'm talking 30 seconds prior to this. It was like, they're getting along well. We could start just leaving them out on their own because we lock the Chihuahua in the bedroom when we leave. She's like, we could just start leaving them out on their own, with each other. Seriously, 30 seconds later, Megan has the Chihuahua in her mouth, shaking her around. Dude, I hit
like her blanket that she does.
Yeah. She was shaking her, and I just heard screaming, and because I was in the kitchen, I ran out there, man, and I felt bad, but like I didn't know what else to do. I had to get her to drop her. I hit her so hard I had to ice my hand.
God damn, dude.
It was one.
Well, I mean, you had to get her to fucking let the loose of the Chihuahua.
It was either that or she was gonna kill it. Like there was no like I'm not an animal abuser. I don't hit my dog, but literally, like when they're in a fight with a big dog, you're supposed to grab by the hips and pull away. But when they've got something like they're a predator and they're shaking it around, you got to hit them. That's all. Like, I'm not a dog trainer, and you could say whatever you want, about maybe there is a proper way to do it. No,
that was like a life and death situation, man. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to fucking kill a Chihuahua over it? Yeah. Like, no, dude.
Well, and it's like, you can say, oh, well, you should have responded. That you could say whatever you want, but until you're in the heat of the moment and you're like, fuck, you can't really say shit. And my instinct was I got to smack her as hard as I can to get her off. I didn't do it with a closed fist. It was open-handed, but I hit her hard.
I've only seen that situation happen one time, and I think I was like 10 years old, right? Mm-hmm. We were watching a friend's dog, and this dog was like a German Shepherd, like Doberman Pinscher mix or something, right? Yeah. Like it was a pretty big dog. He was a good dog, right?
Rough bite too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we had a Shih Tzu at the time who wasn't fixed. So this dog liked to fucking try to be the big man all the time, even though it's this little piece of shit Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he tried, and this dog was fixed, right? But this unfixed Shih Tzu tried to go up to this fucking half German Shepherd, like full grown, half German Shepherd, half Doberman Pinscher, that was still young enough to have all his strength, and tried to be a fucking big man around him. And dude, this dog just like turned around and was like, nope, and did the exact same thing. Had him by his neck and his mouth, shaking him around.
Yep.
And dude, I thought that Shih Tzu was gonna die, dude. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, that's the end of that dog. But luckily, I think my older brother was able to like grab him and like, open up his mouth and stuff. But it's like, dude, we never watched that dog again.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's two knee-jerk reactions to that. Number one is to try to take the thing out of its mouth, which is the worst thing you could do because that's how it's going to get ripped in half.
Yeah.
And then number two is just to fucking hit it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
my older brother literally like tackled the dog. My older brother's like 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
It was like in high school when this happened.
Yeah.
He literally like tackled the dog and fuck it, like was on top of it on its like chest, like all of his weight on it and like prying, like, yeah, I'm like, hey, like, and the dog eventually released this dumbass.
I bet that dog was fucked up though.
The Shih Tzu was, that my mom, it was our dog, the Shih Tzu. I was just like, hey, fuck around, find out, dude. Like, I didn't really like this dog. He was an asshole like his entire life, but yeah, time I was like, damn, dude, that dog was gonna fucking rip you in half, dude.
I mean, I get that little dog syndrome is a thing, but you have to realize, man, it's like when you got something like, imagine if you had 100-foot tall older brother, would you go fuck with him? You have to know that, like, hey, this dude's way bigger than me. Maybe I should leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, there's just something that happens in dogs, man, that they're just like, I don't care. This is my shit. Like,
yeah. Well, and and then you get the little dog that starts shit with the big dog on a walk, and the big dog thinks this dog's going to attack its family, and it just kills it, and then the big dog gets blamed for it because people don't fucking train these little dogs. And it's like
that's why I'm always worried around pit bulls, man, because it's like, I'm not the kind of person that thinks that people shouldn't have pit bulls.
Heroic pit bull swims out to center of lake to bite drowning child.
Yeah, but no, it's a real thing. Like, dude, if I'm walking there, there's this fucking pit bull in this, and like here in El Paso, dude, people keep dogs, but they always keep them in their fucking backyard all day. There's a ton of backyard dogs here. So when I'm walking my daughter in her stroller out in the fucking neighborhood that we go and walk in, there's always this one pit bull like 2 blocks down that dude like goes fucking nuts, jumping over this big ass wall. You know what I mean? Like, I'm worried that this fucker's gonna jump over the wall and like think like, oh, this baby here, oh, that's a threat to me in my fucking territory.
Or it's prey.
Here. Yeah,
or
exactly,
prey,
dude.
Like it's food. Like that's my like that's honestly why I started carrying a gun. Like, yeah, I mean, there's the human element and everything, with some crazy dude's gonna shoot up a mall or whatever. But majority of the time I have a gun on me, like on my person, not locked in the car in the glove box, is when I'm on a walk.
Dude,
like,
that's the underrated reason to conceal carry. Because
animals.
Dude, you've been attacked by a dog before.
I've been attacked by a dog, and my thing is like, in not every case, obviously, but you can reason with a human to de-escalate a situation. If an animal wants to attack you,
even if you're getting robbed, like my fucking debit card had $15 in cash.
Yeah, go ahead and fucking take my credit card, dude. I'll call and cancel it as soon as you leave.
Exactly, dude. But like, you can't reason with a fucking crazy ass German Shepherd.
If a dog's gonna come fuck me up, it's gonna come fuck me up, and it's like, that's my thing.
There's literally. In another house more down the street, there's literally this Saint Bernard dude, and he jumps up over the because all the fences are like brick or like stone and like walls here.
Yeah.
This dog literally jumps up and gets his front paws over the wall and hangs off of it and just looks. But he's just playful. He's being playful. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that one. But there was this one like yellow lab or some shit that whenever I would go check the mail when I was still living over with my mother-in-law, that the house was literally right next to that mailbox. This dog would literally almost jump out over the wall, this high ass wall, to bark at me like the entire time.
Seriously? It was a lab?
It was a yellow lab, dude. And I don't know if this was just something that like the owners didn't take good care of it, so it was super territorial and aggressive. Which there's a lot of people like that here in El Paso.
Sure.
Like, they just don't take care of their dogs and they just live in the backyard and shit.
Yeah.
But like, dude, there's been so many times where I've just been like ready to just fucking like get ready to get into a fight with this fucking dog checking the mail, dude, because he's come that. One time it was hilarious, dude. One time because I would just walk down there. It was like a block down the street. I got the mail and he was barking at me, and I was just like, oh, fuck this dog. And then he jumped down, and that wall was really high, and I heard him land and go like he landed, and like maybe fuck. Yeah, I was just like, stupid fucking dog. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, quit jumping, you dumbass.
That's like, I love dogs, but like, I am not opposed to strangling one to death and like if it comes up to attack me, dude. I'm always ready in the back of my head to do that. Like I don't care about your fucking dog. If it attacks me, I'm going to kill it. Like,
well, that's I've heard stories about like it was here in Omaha. There was a pit bull got off a leash and fucking mauled someone's dog to death on a walk. And it wasn't a little dog. It was like a dog like my size, like my dog size. And I'm like,
dude, pit bulls could like a full size boxer, dude. Like a pit bull will tear that thing to shreds.
Won't be me, bro. Your dog attacks mine, I'm gonna kill it in front of you. Like, you know, and
I'm gonna kill it and not lose any sleep about it. And then I'm probably gonna file charges against you for letting this dog attempt to assault
probably
me.
gonna sue you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I'm pretty sure that you'll. I'd assume, I'm not a lawyer, but I'd assume you'd probably win that lawsuit even when you killed the dog.
Well, I mean, like I've been on walks and I've seen these people and it's like somebody let like their kids out. Like this kid couldn't have been older than like 14, 15 years old. And it's middle of the night and she's walking this pit bull on a leash that's meant for like chihuahuas. And I'm like, and this dog's like trying to start shit with me. And I'm like, this thing's going to get off the foot. And this is a jacked up pit bull. I'm like, how is this thing not just broken free?
Are like that, dude. They're just naturally fucking built like shit brick houses. Dude.
I mean, at this point, and she's got no control over it. And she's with her two younger siblings. So I'm at this point, I'm like trying to get out of there, up to back to my apartment complex. And I'm also contemplating, because I have my revolver on me. I'm like, do I have enough rounds to stop this thing?
Dude, there's literally like some cops that like, because you carry hollow points, right? Like,
I was carrying
cops say.
Yeah, well, my problem, it was hollow points, but I was carrying a revolver, and like I have smaller guns to carry on me in the summer. Like when I go on walks, I don't want to be lugging around a fucking 45 or nothing. But like it was a revolver, but it was only a 38, and there were 5 rounds, and they were hollow points. And I'm like, I honestly don't know if that's gonna stop a dog this size. Like
there's literally cops
between the eyes.
Yeah, there's literally cops that talked about hollow points from their 9mm bouncing off of a fucking pit bull's skull, dude.
I believe it, man. Those fucking things are built. So I've started carrying. I've got a 9 that's got significantly more rounds if I had a laser on it. If I were to have to deal with that in the future, but
it honestly might be good to carry like a 9 with like one fucking regular like round in there on like the second round or third round or
snake shot.
Shit. What's snake shot?
Snake shot, like it's built. It's round. It's like 9mm. I think you can get it in 9mm. It's all kind. It's a handgun round, but it's like a small shotgun shell, and it spreads out with a bunch of pellets. It's meant for animals.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's for like it's for people that go out in the country and like ranchers and shit that they carry a handgun on them, but they don't want to fuck. Like if a snake were to come at you, 9mm bullet's not going to do much good because that's a small target, so it spreads. So maybe like 2 or 3 hollow points in that snake shot. I don't know. Just in case you run.
Yeah, ranchers get attacked by mountain lions, like a real thing too. Yep. So mountain lions will like actively hunt people. So
yeah, dude, mountain lions are no joke, and they're moving into the cities out here in Nebraska. It's a problem. Like their game and parks is considering hiring people to go in and hunt them close to the cities because they're coming in, they're attacking people's pets, their kids, and shit like that. And it's like, and people are, oh well, we moved in on their territory. I'm like, dude, like. What do you want me to say, dude? I'm not on that team, right? I'm not
a fucking shaman, dude. Yeah. Like I'm not communing with the spirits of the animals. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I don't know. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to be like? You know what? You're right. I just go kill myself to help a mountain lion. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I'll let him eat me, dude. You're right.
Fuck him. He can go in and attack my kid. No, like I'm sorry. They've got to go. We've taken over their land. I get it. There's refuges for them to go to, and it's like
tell you what, man, if you feel so strongly about that, you can go let them eat you and your family, and I will move into your house. How about that?
Give
that
your
sound
property,
like a fair trade?
That's exactly it, bro. Give your property up. Man, you're upset when we're doing the mountain lions. Wait till I tell you about the Native Americans, bro, where your house was built on. Wait till you find out what we did to them. Everywhere is stolen land all over the world. It is what it fucking is. There's no way to undo it. Everyone in the world is living on stolen land.
I'm always like, whenever people say that bullshit, they're like, oh, this is why we really need to have fucking population control and shit. I'm just like, all right, bud, we can, but you be the first one to
sign up. Yeah,
you be the first one, man.
All you do-gooders. It's like, the majority of those people talking about population control, like that's good. We don't want you to reproduce anyway, you know? And that actually brings up an interesting point. I saw an article about America, not just the birth rate decline, but fertility, like the amount of men and women that aren't fertile in the United States
it's
is
really,
rapidly,
really high.
it's declining. Like it's at record levels. And they're like, they don't know if it can be undone. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know if that's as big of a problem as people think, because we're rapidly approaching a time where a lot of jobs are going to be automated. So now we're not going to have a bunch of people out of work who need to be subsidized.
Yeah,
but
birth rates declining is going to be a lot longer of effect that you start to see the effects of it than something like that. Like I mean, think about it. People don't reach like working age until they're 18, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
or 18, 20, 21, like
Sure.
That's a long fucking time to start feeling the residual effects of declining birth rates. And that's, you start seeing the effects of that in taxes. Like, dude, if our population shrinks, Social Security cannot be a thing.
Yep.
You know what
It's
I mean?
already
Like
not
they would
gonna be a
literally
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Thank the
Because
boomers.
Congress, because they dip into it for fucking bombing Iraq. But
Yeah.
yeah. So that like, even as a concept, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Any kind of social benefits, like those rely on more people paying into them than using them.
Sure.
So none of that shit would work. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So there would be some good effects of it. Yeah, there would be some good effects of it.
Yeah.
But there'd be a lot of bad effects.
Slower
like,
drive to work in the morning, you know, or quicker drive to work in the morning, right?
Well,
Like,
there'd still be all these old fucks driving around that are living till they're 90, 100, because by that time medicine will probably extend the age out to that. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, they say like people our age, like medicine could extend us to live to be like 120, 150.
Yeah,
Like it's not
for real, dude.
Zoltan Isfan was on here. He was talking about it. He said that people our age, you're going to live to be 250. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that.
I know the fertility rates. I watched a TV show about like a Netflix show about this that was about like babies, and there was a whole episode dedicated infertility. And as somebody that went through infertility issues when we had our kid, like, and had to get treatments and stuff to actually have a kid,
it's expensive.
I know, dude. Ours wasn't, thankfully, but like
good.
we didn't have to do that crazy of stuff. I've heard that people think it's because of the diet, man. Like American diets, there's so much hormones and bullshit in food that we eat as a standard American diet that it affects the reproductive system. And
it affects a lot of things, dude. Colon cancers, you know, it's still very, very small, but by comparison, but it's at an all-time high for people in like their 20s and 30s. And it's like, you know, it's this processed shit, and it's easy to point the finger. Everyone says, oh, red meat. I'm like, dude, red meat's been around for ages. Pop-Tarts, fucking canola oil, hot dogs. Yeah, this processed bullshit hasn't. And that's why you're seeing these rates rise. Dude, and honestly, I think some of it is the early detection. You know, you see, like, they encourage people to get to, and they find these tiny little polyps, and they take, because it doesn't say cancer deaths, it says cases. So they go in there and they see these small issues, and they cut them out before they become a big problem. I think that might have something to do with it as well, as just, you know, being more proactive about medicine and detection and stuff. But diet's definitely got some type of a role in it.
100%, man. Just the amount of like growth hormone that they have to put in fucking chicken to make the breasts like ridiculously big for like chicken nuggets and shit, like that they serve in fucking like
at McDonald's and shit.
Fast food, yeah, dude. Like that stuff can be good for you, like your endocrine system.
Anything, yeah, man. Shop for like hormone-free, grass-fed shit like that. Like that's the stuff that you got to go after. I'm not saying go vegan. I think that's equally retarded for different reasons. But you know, I mean, unless it's like a requirement for your diet, but like
vegan diets aren't for everybody too, because they can have some negative effects on certain parts of your body too. Like it fucks up your thyroid, it can fuck up your digestive system, it can fuck up your
brain.
Yeah,
it does. I have a friend who, she was studying some type of medicine, and she was telling me that there's like the meat. It's one of my friend's girlfriends. Meat, it gives some type of enzyme or something to your brain that you don't get without it. And it's something that affects your rational thinking. So it's not unheard of to see people switch to going vegan in 6 months to a year down the road. They're a different person. And I'm not talking like schizophrenic, but like they're more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're more impulsive. They make more rash decisions. Things they do don't seem to make as much sense. You know, they might be a little more cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So it's like, but not because Cocoa Puffs aren't vegan.
More emotionally based system,
exactly.
Emotional based choices,
less logical choices. That's a legit thing, and like,
I believe it, dude.
People don't think about that.
People don't like the dude. I literally had a philosophy college professor that was like a renowned vegan like author and philosopher.
He's probably fucking unstable.
No, I mean he was a cool guy, but just like he would always try to use he would make like these emotional arguments for veganism, right? Or like at least vegetarianism and stuff, and say but he would leave out the fact that like, oh yeah, if this was done on a grand scale, like dude, farming produces just as much bad stuff to the environment as raising animals, right?
Yeah.
Like farm runoff is really bad for the environment. And two, it's like the human body like evolved to eat meat.
It has to. You have you have those canine teeth for a reason. You know what I mean?
Literally and I learned this in a separate class, in like a biology class, like a human evolutionary biology class, that what humans ended up, they found that humans were able, like their brains started growing rapidly, and like we started evolving rapidly, right? From like when we were like the early hominids, when we discovered fire and were able to cook meat.
Yeah.
When we were able to start cooking meat, we were able to start,
because we got the protein.
Because the protein efficiency is way better in cooked meat than it is in eating raw, like what you'll see some fucking monkeys doing. So that was like they noticed that our brains
it develops your
way
brain
bigger.
That's exactly it. And it's like this, there's nothing is cruelty free, because that's the slogan these days is cruelty free. There ain't nothing that's truly vegan, man, because you get these vegan food, these processed vegan foods from these farms. Well, what do you think these farmers have to spray to keep these insects and parasites and worms and fucking rats and birds away? It's some nasty ass pesticides. They're coating your food in terrible chemicals, and that literally is killing all the bees, which is a huge environmental issue. Like imagine everything in the world was based off of farming. Like would be bad for the environment. And they have to slaughter these insects, and that's whatever. Like I get it why they have to do that, but even forget the ethical violation in their book, not mine. I don't have a problem with it, but forget the ethical shit, man. You want to talk about food causing cancer? We've never seen as many. Like, this is a relatively new trend. I'd like to see a study on how many vegans have health issues down the line because they're eating these foods that have just been smothered in pesticides. Soy. They've what was it? There's recently like dietary scientists found that soy oil, like which is soybean oil, is what most fast food restaurants cooks their food in because it's the cheapest, has been found to be the primary cause. Soybean oil has been found to be the primary cause of the obesity epidemic. I believe in America. Is because it's not even just like in fast food, like restaurants and stuff. Like soybean oil is in like fucking everything, dude. It's in like 65% of the food that we eat is soybean oil, and they found that like it fucks up our hormonal system, and that's what is that might be what's causing the infertility, is like because that shit's all hormones, right? Dude, there's like what's up? I was just gonna say, like, do hormones is weight control, like reproductive system, like mental health, you know what I mean? That may be why there's so many fucking depressed people in the United States too, is because we're eating this bullshit food that fucks with our hormones. It could play a role. Have you heard the soy boy conspiracy? I know about the soy boy stuff, and I've heard people try to say that the soybean stuff, like they think that soy isn't really that bad. I'm just like, ugh. So you should look at some of the fucking dietary studies about it, man. Soy boy's a meme about, like the ultra liberal male feminist type shit, right? Like the woke crowd, right? But it's a conspiracy theory, and I'm pretty sure Alex Jones started it. About, like you said, because soy affects your hormones, about how excessive soy intake is causing men to become more feminine and more weak. That's what the conspiracy is. And, they've turned it into, it's an alt-right thing. I'm like, is it? Like, I don't know. I'd be willing to hear somebody out about it. Like, that doesn't sound too out of the realm of possibility.
there's a lot of people that really underestimate how much diet affects your day-to-day like body. Like, dude, I eat pretty well now, right?
Yeah.
Like I eat like a lot of my shit is just like cooked meats in the oven, like rice, you know what I mean? Like I eat a lot of like lentils and like, you know, it's like solid good carbs like that.
Yeah.
Like easy to digest stuff that's like, you know, I try to avoid really processed shit.
Yeah.
And the quality of life that I've had this year as opposed to
feel
last
better.
year.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Last year I felt like shit because I was eating fast food all the fucking time and like just eating like crap. It sucked.
There's something to say about it, man. It's like the first week or two of a diet or of eating clean, not even a diet, just fixing the way you eat and behave, like working out. They fucking suck. Like maybe even the first month. But dude, once you get over that hump, you're a different person. You're more productive at work.
Yeah.
You have better sex. You're better in relationships, not just like romantic, like friendships, anything, right? Like you're a more pleasant person to be around, and you feel happier. You're more productive at everything you want to do.
The exercise definitely is for stamina and stuff. I feel like from personal experience that the diet has a more profound effect on your like everything that you had just said, man. Diet is so it's crazy how much it affects just everything about you, your digestive, your mental, like how you can process stuff and think.
Yeah. And I suffer from IBS, you know, like I can tell when I'm like, there'll be a week, like, you know, before I started doing the slow carb shit, but that was another adjustment I had to make. But there'll be like a week where it's like, you know, it's either constipated or blowing it out my ass, and you can tell that I haven't eaten well that week. And then if I eat clean for a week, I'm normal for the most part. And there's definitely just clearly a difference, and it's so fucking fast like that. Like it's gotta be what it is, you know.
For
any
real,
rational
man.
person can look at it. And it's just serious. No, you're right, 100%, dude. You're like, the way you feel, like you don't feel. There's nothing worse than like eating something that you know is bad for you after you've had it like eaten poorly for a while and feeling a double chin growing in. You know what I mean? There's no actual double chin growing in, but you feel like there is, and that feeling of bloat around your throat, that is the worst feeling in the world. Besides, like,
imagine this, dude.
In a car door.
This is like one of the most profound things about being on deployment is you don't get access to shitty food like that. When you come home and start eating fast food again from not eating it for 9 months, dude. That's like a fucking getting hit in the face with a brick, man. It sucks. Like,
oh, I can only imagine. It's like I said, dude. I went 2 weeks without shit, and then I ate I had a shake, a root beer float, and I didn't even want to eat when I got home. I felt so sick.
Dude, imagine it 20 years ago. Literally, McDonald's and shit used to put fucking sugar in the burger meat.
Yeah,
dude. Like
I believe it. McDonald's, but somehow they've gotten worse. Like at least sugar is like somewhat of a natural compound, and it's like now it's worse for you.
Well, I know that like that's one of the reasons why fast food is more expensive now is because they started using a little bit higher quality like meat and stuff for it. Literally,
actual
Taco
meat.
Bell was putting horse meat in their fucking
Taco Bell was putting
tacos.
dog food in their food at one point.
Yeah, dude.
It was dog food. Like
it's disgusting, man.
And it wasn't like the
terrible.
dog food that we feed our dogs now isn't as bad. But this was like 20, 30 years ago. And it's like the bottom shelf Walmart dog food that the boomers fed their dogs, and they would live to be
Pedigree.
like 6. Yeah. Blue Buffalo, that kind of shit. My dog, dude, we talking about dogs. My dog's on the Pro plan is what it's called. It's like the more expensive. It's like the top Purina brand or some shit like that.
Yeah, I only give my cats that food too, dude.
Pro plan, yeah.
It's the pebble, you know, it's like the little circular pebbles and stuff, but dude, it smells like fucking meat. You know what I mean? Like it smells better than the plastic.
I mean, you know, if I don't want to put that kind of processed bullshit in my body, my dog shouldn't either. Like my mom makes her dogs food.
Really? Does she feed me like raw? I see people that feed their animals like fish heads and stuff, dude.
She'll feed her like a combination like chicken and carrots and shit and pumpkin and stuff like that. But no, C. Michael Pickens, someone I know he's a comic and some other stuff, political stuff he does, but he feeds his dogs chicken hearts, gizzards, and livers. Like he cooks them up on the stovetop and he feeds them to them. And like his dogs are healthy as hell. Like people,
I bet.
you get away from that processed shit for humans, animals, whatever, man. Like it's, you know,
I mean, because like humans have like literally evolved around dogs. Dogs have been with humans for fucking ever since like caveman days,
man's
right?
best friend, right?
And like, yeah, like I mean, you literally like if you went and hunted a fucking animal and we're eating whatever meat you're gonna eat them, dude. Dogs will eat the brains and the fucking the hearts and shit, like, and they'll be fucking happy, man. That's what they want.
Dude, yeah, that's what they're supposed to eat. They're not supposed to eat the bullshit you shovel at them. So it's
especially corn, when they put like pedigree is literally all like grain and corn and shit. Dude, dogs do not eat fucking grain. They are carnivores, dude.
Yeah. They're not, it's great. I've heard some different stuff about the grain-free thing. Like I've heard some vets say it's good for them and some say it's not.
Maybe if they have like some kinds of grains, but like they literally would try to do the grain that they feed like cattle and stuff.
Yeah.
And
they give them to shit. Yeah.
Even feeding grain to like cattle and stuff is worse than grass fed, right? Like when cows are able to eat their natural diet as opposed to eating corn, they produce way better meat that has like way less like carcinogens and shit in it.
Well, dude, you look at human eats corn and they shit the corn out still. Like it doesn't digest well. And animal, especially dogs have really sensitive digestive systems. How do you think that's going to process for them? You know, it's worse than humans. So it's like, and another scam for people to look out for, and we got to wrap up soon. We're still like over an hour, but another scam for people to look out for is a lot of especially dog, but animal in general, pet in general, dog treats and supplements and stuff like that will tell you it's good for their hips and joints. So that's something people got to look out for. What they don't realize. I have an older dog, so I've had to learn this by trial and error. There are two substances or two supplements, three, I guess now with the hemp stuff, but that have a positive or proven to have a positive effect in your dog's joints and lubricating them. It's glucosamine, omega-3 fish oil, and hemp. And hemp is kind of, it's still like in the developmental stages. But so they can put trace amounts of glucosamine and trace amounts of fish oil, not enough to make any difference. You don't even know it's there, but they put that in their treats or their bones or whatever.
Just enough to get the fucking check mark.
Tiny amount, dude. They can put a fucking droplet in it and they can say good for hips and joints. So if it doesn't list how much of it is in there, it's a scam. Dude, my dog's shampoo says I was looking at it the other day. It says it's good for her hips and joints. I'm like, how is shampoo good for hips and joints? Well, it's got trace amounts of fish oil in it. Like, what the fuck, right? Like that's the biggest scam. So
damn, some dog shampoo that was actually had like a good amount of fish oil would probably be awesome for their coat.
Oh yeah, it is good for her coat. Yeah, the fish oil is good for their coat that if they eat it. Right. So is CBD actually.
Wow.
So CBD, fun fact, or I'll tell you in a second. But like, so anyway, back in the dog thing, if it doesn't, sorry, I'm scatterbrained as fuck, man.
We'll finish on the CBD thing with that.
If the dog treats, the supplements don't list how much glucosamine, fish oil, or hemp are in them, they are a scam. You are basically just feeding your dog fucking dog food. Like that's all it is. So it should, and I don't know the amount, talk to your vet about it, but I know this from what I've experienced and talked with my vet, is it should say the amount of glucosamine. It should say the amount of fish oil, a fucking number, not just, good for hips and joints. That's horse shit. Don't buy it. It's a waste of money. And it gives them an excuse to jack their prices up. CBD. CBD is, I'll tell you, man, I think it's good for hair growth. Because when I go on and off CBD regularly, like water soluble stuff. When I'm on it, I have to get my hair cut like once every 3 weeks. When I'm off of it, I can go about a month and a half and it's the same length. Also, I got CBD beard oil to rub it on, and my beard has grown so much faster. Like I'm growing facial hair in spots that I never could grow it in before. And I've been on CBD beard oil since around Christmas time.
Do you just do you just eat it like as a pill, or do you rub it?
Nope, you rub it right into the sides of your face.
I might have to try that, man, because like the only reason I don't keep a beard is because right here is really, really patchy, and
Mine too.
it gets better over time. Like my dad wasn't able to grow a full beard until he was like 30, and
no one in my family can but me.
Yeah,
So.
I'm approaching that age, so hopefully soon. But like, yeah, I feel like I know they said if you try like putting Rogaine on your face,
I've heard that too.
well, it works, but you have to do it really consistently for like 2 months straight to have any noticeable effect. And once you stop it, But I was thinking of like using it to stimulate hair growth in the places where it doesn't grow. Yeah, yeah,
like
basically.
me with keto, stimulate, better diet, weight loss. But
yeah, I'll try that, man. I gotta try that shit.
The CBD, yeah, it's called El Patron, is the name of the brand. El Patron CBD oil. Yeah, check it out. And they're not a sponsor, but if they want to, I won't say no. So,
all right, I think that's time though, everybody. It's been real.
It's been an hour. It's been fun. We'll see. We had technical difficulties. Otherwise, this would have been out sooner. So
yeah, yesterday
not really.
We had to get the computer updated, and we didn't find that out until we were doing the show, and it sounded like a Kanye West song. So
yeah, that's exactly. Well, on the bright side, it wasn't a $2,000 fix like I was concerned it was going to be. So that's good. Anyway, till next time, motherfuckers. Peace the fuck out.
Deuces, everyone. See ya.
Peace out, motherfuckers.